Today is Monday, Parashat Vayigash. We'll say a couple of ideas from the Parashah of this week. Yaakov Avinu is on his way to go down to Egypt to meet his son Yosef he hadn't seen for a number of years. His family is all going with him. They're going to settle in this new place called Egypt. And people coming to a new place, they send an advancement usually. So he sends Yehuda as an advancement to Egypt to prepare the way for them. You would think that the first thing he was going to give him to do as a project is to find them places to live, houses, housing, jobs, etc. But he tells him, he sends Yehuda and instructs him, as the Pasuk says, V'et Yehuda shalach lefanav el Yosef lehorot lefanav goshna. Lehorot, he sends him ahead of him, lehorot, and Rashi has as an explanation, Letaken lo bet Talmud, to set up houses of learning. In other words, schools. The first thing that you do for a Jewish community to ensure its status of eternity, to ensure that it continue to live, that it continue to flourish and prosper as a Jewish community, is number one, a Jewish school, a place of learning Torah. That is the first job that Yehuda is assigned ahead of them coming down there, a place of learning Torah. And we see it in real terms in our days, communities that have made sure to have places of learning Torah. Jewish communities have persisted, they have been able to be around generations after they settled into a new country or a new place. Places that did not have a place of learning Torah, unfortunately, assimilated, intermarried, and disappeared over time. I will give maybe a contrast. One city called Lakewood, where they established a place of yeshivot there. Today, it's a very, very Jewish, observant, without any doubt, a place where the Jewish identity is very strong. On the other hand, some other places, in the Midwest, etc., where there were settlement of Jewish communities that came from Europe, where they did not establish places of learning Torah. Some of these communities have basically disappeared over the course of three, four generations. So it's a very important lesson to learn for every day and age, that for the good health and the survival of a Jewish community, Jewish education is job number one that you look for and make sure that you have. Another lesson from the Parashah of this week, when Pharaoh sees Yaakov Avinu, he asks him, Kama yemeh sheneh hayecha. He wants to know how old he is, but the words that he uses, how many days are the days of the years of your life? Why does he use the word days? If he wants to know how many years, how old he is, just how many years are you? How old are you? Well, here, and Yaakov, by the way, answers also in kind. He brings in the word again, days, the days of the years of my life. The reason for this is to teach us a very important principle, that every day is an important day in the life of a person. And every day is not to be wasted away, not to be spent on things that have no importance. After vanity of vanities, we have to take every day and use it to the most that we can in the service of Hashem, in doing acts of kindness, in doing mitzvot. That's why when it spoke about Avraham Avinu being of an elderly age, it says, Avraham Zaken, Baba Yamim. And Avraham was of an older age. He was coming with his days, as if he was carrying his days. And it was as if there was a file for each day, and each day was used fully to its potential. In the case of Avraham Avinu, such a righteous person as Avraham Avinu, not one moment was wasted away. I remember a story that is told about the Chafetz Chaim that is brought in the books. I think it's a Rabbi Sachar friend that brings the story, that he never wore shoes that have laces. And the reason for that, he explained, because he figured that to tie his shoelaces would take him a minute. And if you added a minute a day for 365 days a year, you will make 6 hours. And if you added 6 hours for, let's say, 7 years, then that would be 420 hours that would be wasted just on tying your shoes. So he wore shoes without shoelaces, so that those 420 hours, he had much more important things to do with them learning Torah and using them in a way that will be much more beneficial to the person. So also in our private lives, unfortunately, many times we see people that are being distracted by all sorts of unimportant things that are wasting away time here and there, and especially today with the social media, we find that many people do waste a lot of time in sometimes unimportant things. Of course, we can also listen to shiurim and on the internet, etc. So it can be used for productive ends. But what we have to be careful is that our days are used productively, and just like the conversation here between Yaakov and Paro, they speak about the days of the years, that every day we should use it, and every moment actually we should use it in a way that is productive, and to cherish every moment, to understand its potential, and to do what we can to use it in a way in the service of Hashem. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.